Good afternoon, and welcome to Man Cave Meditations. Let's dive in. So I felt a sudden urge, strong urge to make a video right now based upon an interview I was just watching on NBC's Kristen Welker, between Kristen Welker and Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. I felt so compelled to make this. I thought I was out of a maybe 50-minute interview. It was around the 40th minute. Late 30 minutes. And it was good. Up to that point, I thought it was a very good interview. But let's say this part of the interview was bad, but it started to get into this. Kristen Welker started to ask the question of, what did Governor Newsom know about Joe Biden's state, around when he flubbed his debate or before, right? There's focusing on that. Yeah? There's focusing on that, which is, at this point, we're talking about things that happened a year ago. Over, maybe, yeah. And I feel like that's what mainstream media, they're going to try to, talk about being part of the disease. They're going to try to put this energy, or at least, from what I'm seeing, they're going to try to put all this, let's look back at, why is this even happening? Let's try to place blame. Right? And that in and of itself, it's a strategy of division, self-division. Because then what? We're going to just shift our energy back to, let's think about that. Right? Right? It's like sitting in your house when your house starts to burn down. And you think about the fact that a couple years ago, you might have stolen a piece of candy from the candy store, and you're sitting there and beating yourself up over it. No, your house is burning down. Get a pail of water. Get out and get your loved ones out, or just whatever you can do to improve the situation. But no, you're looking in the past. That's what I feel this is, strongly. What purpose does that serve at this point? Right? We're going to have all the time. Once we get through this, right? And the despotic, fascist, dictatorial regime, insane regime is finally at least muzzled, brought down, whatever. Then fine. Then we can write books about it. We can analyze everything that might have happened during the end of Joe Biden's campaign. But again, what the fuck does that serve? How does that serve us now? Kristen Welker, NBC. Is that the plan? You're just going to hold everybody? So if Buttigieg runs, his feet's going to be held over the fire for that? Why didn't you know about? Well, guess what? All that shit happened. It's done. Water under the fucking bridge. We are where we are now. We must deal with what is now. And this is where, again, legacy media just fails massively. It's heads up its ass. By design. It's been going that way. Right? And Tom Brokaw's turning in his grave. You can't even think about it from that point. Gone are those anchors of yesteryear. They are gone. It's gone. It is I'm not saying it always has. It's always been, to a degree, part of the disease, but at least it had its part that was truthful and would stand for something, right? And the ones that have left, Katie Fang, Jim Acosta, Ryan Lizza. I mean, they've left the beast. Probably took massive pay cuts, whatever, but I'm sure they're all okay based upon what they were making. But anyway, they left the beast. They chose their own integrity, their own feeling within that said, this isn't right. It doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work anymore for we the people, for the betterment of we the people, which is what in the end, if the media cannot be for that, then what is it for? And you're always going to have a portion of the media. That's what comes with the First Amendment right, the right of freedom of speech. You're going to have your Fox News side. You're going to have your left-leaning side, But in the end, it's up to people to be able to make their own decision. And there should at least be, I'm not saying every single thing that people say on a certain channel is going to be true, but there at least needs to be more of a national magnetism towards what is so. Right? Not just making up your own shit. And you have an audience of whatever, just take Fox, Newsmax, whatever. I'm sure there are left channels too. I'm sure that may just try to make their opinions and their own reality yours as the viewer. And they use this immense power that they have. And most of them, if you see, they dress well, look well, ton of makeup. They're presented well, and they speak. And it's just if that's all you see, then you take that as your own reality. It's as if these, some of these networks, the purpose of them is to stoke division. Where in the end, this needs to be a time of unity. We need to come together. That is what, in the end, will bring this down. If we do not come together and we continue to be divided and allow ourselves to be divided, stick our heads up in the sand, then, I do not believe it will come to that, no. But it's a possibility that this will not, we will continue down the path of division. Right? It's not like one thing happens and all of a sudden we're in civil war. No, it's a progression. Right? Just like in the other way, the undoing, right? Again, catastrophe moving down the hill, as opposed to eucatastrophe. We have a rebirth from all of this, which is the way I feel that we're going. And unity is the key. First No Kings protest, 5 million people. Second No Kings protest, 7 million people. Awesome. American people getting fired up, baby. I just cast my vote today. Early voting. Governor Mikey Sherrill. And then Democrat after that. Right down the line, baby. And she's going to win. Abigail Spanberger is going to win. Mom Donnie's going to win. Shot across the bow, baby. Shot across the fucking bow. And that's going to push more people into this unity. Again, it has to be, the focus has to be towards unity. All of us. No one is excluded. And not just that it's all of us, but what we propose to do is for the benefit of all of us. We the people. Not a side against a side. Not blue versus red. White versus black and brown. No, we the people. We the people. Right? And whether someone prays a different way from you that you do, they have a different color of skin than you do, they maybe don't have as much money, or they have a lot more, whatever it is, whatever thing, right, that can be a potential separation, or something that differs that other person from yourself. In the end, those differences should not be feared. They should be celebrated. They should be celebrated. Right? Now look around us. Just look, walk outside and during your day. Look at the way that, whatever you want to call it, there's some force out there that created all of this. But look at the beauty of the, or find yourself and get to nature and just look at the intense, like the kaleidoscope of the creation. It's incredible wherever you go. And the same applies to us. We need to get to a place, individually and collectively, where we're not fearful of our differences. We celebrate them. We let these things bring us together. So again, the candidates, those who will be running in 2026, those who will be, running in let's get to 2026 first. Let's get through that first. Unity. That should be just the goal. Unity, and our policies are going to be, they're gonna be for the benefit of all of us. Our policies will be for the benefit of all. Not just a few, not a few over here. No, all. All. Right? The wealthy person, and this is the mindset that people just don't get. When you're wealthy and you have all that money, you're only buying, there's only so much that you need to live. Even after you buy your yacht and your other home over here and home over there, there's only so much you need. So if that money's put back into the whole system, it just increases the efficiency of all. It just goes, like, again, dropping a pebble into the pond, it goes everywhere. But it has to be put back in. And it feels right now like this is almost, it's a war. Like they. God. This cabal that is calling the shots right now. It's a billionaire or whatever, oligarch, whatever you want to call it. They're waging war on the poor. It feels like that. The poor being like, call it, on the earnings, and whatever, the lower 50 or probably 80% of society at this point. Because the concentration has just become so skewed upwards of wealth. And they're waging war. Like almost trying to get a certain amount of the American population used to living at a lower level. Like, yeah, we know you used to get these. You used to get SNAP benefits. You used to get affordable health care to a degree. You know, you used to be able to belong to a union. But yeah, times have changed. Things are hard. You're going to have to go from here back down to there. And here's the thing. We don't give a shit if you like it or not. Because that's the way it is. We're in power. Sorry. Anything else? Good. Because we didn't want to hear from you anyway. You're the sheep. We're the shepherd. And the people are seeing this more and more and more. They are waking up to these realities more and more and more. Yeah. And if the founders, or just the founding principle of democracy itself is the sole fact that one person is one vote, that's our power, and it's a superpower. And we are about to see the results of this superpower going into full effect. Shot across the bow, baby. Mikey, Cheryl, Abigail, Spamberger, Zoran Mamdani, and all the other Democratic offices, and whoever you are, wherever you are, congratulations. Because it's more than about time that we put this shit show down. At least started to. Have faith. We will win this fight. God bless. Bye-bye.